Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe des E-Talk PDAC. Und was ich eigentlich jedes Jahr mache, ich treffe mich mit Martin Kepman, er ist von Manganese X und ja, wir machen ein Interview, eigentlich regulär. Und bin gespannt, was sich heuer getan hat, weil im Rohstoffsektor tut sich ja wahnsinnig viel. Martin, thank you for your time. I said in my German introduction, we do nearly every year on the PDAC interview. And it's always interesting what's getting new. Manganese is one of the most underrated commodities in the market, but you're one of the bigger player especially in North America with your project. So I'm saw also a decent development in the last 12 months. So, but maybe can you highlight some of these developments, what's happened in the last 12 months?
First of all, thank you very much for having me back again, and I'd like to say hello to all our German investors, and they've been very, very patient with us, and we get a lot of very, very kind comments, and we are very pleased. We're really progressing really well now, and we have now started finally our pre-feasibility study, which has happened in December. Mm-hmm. But there's been a lot of other milestones that led up to our pre-feasibility. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to really start the pre-feasibility last spring, but we decided to do a project, an ore sorting project, mm-hmm. which means it upgrades our ore, mm-hmm. and it was very intense, and we spent 4 months doing this project. And we sent 400 kilos to a South African specialist who specialized in ore sorting, and we got magnificent results. So it was really worth the wait, mm-hmm. to wait the 3-4 months and get the results from the project. And it basically, just to make it a summary, we were able to reduce all the waste by 70%, which wow. is fantastic.
70%?
Yeah.
And what you lose on content?
We take out all the waste, so it really just reduces that, so it's easier to process the manganese. Yeah. And the most interesting part is we upgraded our ore from 8% degrade to 14%, which is phenomenal. Wow, okay. So that means we can really produce a lot more with a lot less product, which is going to really reduce our costs for production, OPEX, CAPEX, all that.
Absolutely.
So we are thrilled about that, really, really excited, and it was well worth really it.
Huge. I saw some other ore sorting projects, but I'm not really coming up, or I don't know a company that coming up with this increase of ore grade.
Yeah, and also we utilized a company called ABH out of Vancouver, and they've been ore sorting specialists for the last 15-20 years, and at the beginning we really didn't have much confidence in ore sorting because of our product, which we have one of the largest carbonate deposits in North America. Mm-hmm. It's manganese, because there's manganese and oxide, and of course manganese carbonate. There's very few projects in the world, but the manganese carbonate has many, many positive advantages over the oxide, as it's easier to leach and do mm-hmm. things like that, mm-hmm. and break down sulfuric acid. Mm-hmm. So we're really, really thrilled about this project, and we've got a great team, and we're putting it together, and God be willing, we'll be finished the pre-feasibility by the 4th quarter this mm-hmm. year, and we're progressing, and it's very interesting now. Finally, since we started in 2016, Joe, and it's been a long haul, let me tell you, a long, long haul coming here and talking to you, and we're starting to get worldwide recognition now, finally, because of our extraction process. Mm-hmm. I'll talk to you a little bit about the mm-hmm. extraction, what it's all about. Thing is, it's very easy, in most mining projects, it's very easy to take out the ore, but mm-hmm. how do you really extract it and make it into an end product, cost-effective? Mm-hmm. And it's taken us like 6-7 years, and thanks to Cometco Research out of Richmond, British mm-hmm. Columbia, they've worked exclusively and very long and hard and tedious with pilot projects to finally reach that goal. So mm-hmm. we're able now to produce a high-quality product to meet all the major contamination levels because of an EV battery. because there's two basically types of standards. There's the Chinese standard and the North American European standard, and it comes down to parts per million. And we're finally, after many years, we're able to produce it consistently. And we also just had a patent. We received a patent from South Africa on this extraction process, and we've also applied to 5 more countries and 6 more countries, and we're waiting for acceptance on our patent.
Is this only for the process to
extract?
To extract.
Yeah, to turn. Basically, you take a piece of rock
Yeah.
that has 50 different materials in there,
Yeah.
Joe, and you have to dunk it into sulfuric acid.
Yeah.
And process it into and relieve all the different contaminants. But I don't want to get too technical, but there's 3 or 4 major contaminants in our product that's extremely difficult to break down.
But you find a solution for that.
We've did.
Yeah. So, and this is, I think, the important message.
Yeah,
that you
we did.
And I think this was a very long process to coming up with this.
Well, we worked on it since June 2022 to now to do it, and we spent like $3-4 million on this process, and it's very interesting because we're very proud because we've taken most of the money we raised, we've put it into R&D and into the ground and drilling and into geology, and we have a very low overhead and burn rate, and we've kept the money into the company, and we have like $2 million right now in the company. But the most interesting part, which I forgot to mention, was last year Eric-Sprott, who is a major investor, called me one day out of the blue and said, "Hey, I've been doing some research on your company, and I love your management because we have expertise management, and I like your overheads, and I think that's I like how you've been progressing. We had money in the bank," and he invested $2 million into our company. He owns 24% of the company, and he's also has warrants that he's looking. I can't say. So he has warrants for another $2 million that we're hoping he's going to exercise, and I think he will, but we'll see what goes on. So we're very excited.
When he exercised the warrants, is it possible that he reach a number that he must maybe then?
He's already passed it by double and a half.
Okay.
The exercise price. Okay. So he's done wonderful with the stock, and I just want to say a big thank you to Eric, because I've talked to him, and for a gentleman in that type of structure and standing, he's a real down-to-earth person. He's talked to us for over an hour and tried to help us, and he's really helped us with our company. And he's now a big manganese fan. Like a year ago, like he's looking for the future, and he's saying that like there's batteries now. A lot of batteries contain about 65% manganese, high purity manganese, and I know that the markets are a little slow, but he sees the future that in order to produce these EV batteries and also backup energy storage batteries.
I think this is the biggest story in Europe.
You hit the nail on the head right now. You hit the nail right on the head.
This is absolutely the biggest story and I see it especially also by the private individuals.
Yeah.
So they have a solar panel on the roof, and you not on. I can only speak from Austria, but you not get incentives to make a batteries at home, so to store the battery the whole day, and in the afternoon you have the energy from the battery.
And I'm going to tell you something about artificial intelligence, okay? What's going on in the States? I have a lot to tell you about all that stuff because we've done a lot of research. All this big artificial intelligence coming up, they're going to need big power, and they're going to need backup energy storage. Absolutely. And this is the future, and it's the sleeper. It's the real sleeper because they're going to need manganese. So besides now having the North American chemistries where they're utilizing a high percentage of manganese, like in the LMR battery.
You are specialized in this, and you make all this research. We know that there are different kind of batteries.
Yeah.
So the lithium-ion battery, the lithium ion.
I can recite it by heart. Okay, LMR battery
Is the all
battery.
contain manganese?
Yeah, well, no. The only one that doesn't is the lithium iron phosphate,
Okay.
LFP.
Yeah.
LFP is no manganese, but now they've combined LFMP, manganese, and it's substituting iron, and it's about 55-60% manganese. Then you got something called the LMR battery, which is the up-and-coming battery lithium manganese enriched battery. I'm saying 60-65% manganese in there, and also then you got the those are the two basic ones, the nickel manganese. But those are the two basic batteries right now going. But the whole idea is I've been talking about this for a long time. I just want to let the viewers know that I went to worldwide seminars, and they talked about the batteries and the EV milieu. And what's going on right now is that it's a little bit depressive right now, the EV battery space and the EV vehicles.
But I think the last half year is changing a lot.
Okay, good. Now here's the whole. I'm going to put this in a nutshell. Okay, just simple. So when I was in Montreal, and they had a worldwide conference. So here's the two things they just need to do. The first thing is they got to get the rechargeability of the battery, 5 minutes, okay, and they got to reach the holy grail distance of 1,000 kilometers. Now, time out. Now, there's already I've seen 5 Chinese companies already achieving that, and they're bringing in Canada now. Okay, our Prime Minister Carney now has made a special trade agreement with China, with I think soybeans that they'll get against bringing in 60,000 EVs. But the interesting part is I've seen the 5, and they're fantastic. They're unbelievable. Okay, and they're getting the chargeability and the distance that's required. So so I'm saying to myself, this is the greatest thing going, because even if they're Chinese, people are going to start seeing these EV cars and vehicles and start buying them. I know they're really popular now in Europe and everything, the Chinese, and they're in the price range. So for me, how long is it going to take for the American manufacturers to start knocking them off or getting close to what the Chinese are? It's all in the battery pack. I've studied all that.
To be honest,
and of course,
and in the software.
Yeah.
I drive since 5 years now EV cars.
Okay.
1 Chinese and 1 German.
Okay.
And the software is also very important.
Yeah.
Software is one important, and the battery is
okay.
important. So battery, I must really say the Chinese one have the better battery, and at the moment the better software.
Okay, I'm going to say something, again, very interesting that I don't think too many people know. Like, I've been following Tesla a lot, okay, and see, because I know that they're maybe not in favor with a lot of people right now, but they have something called the robot taxi. Yeah. And they've now in Texas, a robot taxi is basically where it's like an Uber taxi, except it's driverless, it's pilotless, and it's a third of the price. And it's becoming very popular. So if you want to go from point A to B, you don't have a driver. It comes and picks you up. There's no problems at a third of the price. And I'm predicting that and they've already got certified in Texas to do it. And I'm very positive that this is going to go out in the States.
Absolutely.
And it's
100%
and
agree.
what
I'm happy. To be honest, sometimes I'm really happy to do this. When I go to the airport or something like that, in the morning at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I must leave to the airport. And instead I drive by myself. It's better somebody pick you up, driveless, and drive you to the airport.
And it's a third of the price now. So that's going to open up. And guess what kind of batteries they're using?
Yeah.
There you go. They're using manganese in those batteries. Yeah. So it's just a matter of time and effort and perfection. And the only third thing I'll just put in is the weather conditions, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So like the problem you have in Canada is like once it gets down to 20 below, which is near my place, or 25 below, and they put the heater on, it eats up like 25% of the battery charge, but they're working on special chemistries right now, and vice versa also when it gets too hot.
Yeah.
But it's as far as I'm concerned, it's phenomenal what's going on. I'll just give you one more little thing about a Tesla also. Like, I have a friend of mine in Texas, that's where I'm getting. So like he traveled 10 hours and it goes on autopilot and it's phenomenal. It's been proven. I know there's been some accidents, but it's been certified. So like if you're an old rusty can like me and you don't want to drive that much anymore, you can go into a Tesla and do it. And another point about that Tesla is it's all automatic drive. It takes you everywhere, and secondly, you can use and rent that car out to people like a taxi, you know. So like it's very interesting, the concept that Elon Musk is utilizing. I know it hasn't been gone into existence here in Canada, but it's interesting, like, because the older people that can't drive, or you can text, or even if you're drinking, I shouldn't say that, you know, go near the wheel.
I'm absolutely agree with you, and I hope this is also
I'm really
the future.
gung ho with that.
Yes, absolutely. Then, when you're getting older, you're not so long interesting to drive always the same.
And your reflexes aren't as
going
good.
down. And so,
Yeah.
So, but coming back to a
Yes,
company,
let's go
we,
back.
we make but we note that manganese is very important.
Yeah.
That is the note from the
Absolutely.
last 5 minutes. So. What a shareholder can expect the next 12 months?
Okay.
What are the drivers?
Okay, God be willing, I say that. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you. I am very, very proud to let you know that we're one of the very, very few manganese companies in the world is being pre-qualified. Okay, a lot of people are saying that. And we're being pre-qualified by a company called C4V in New York. It's a company it's a leader in technology there. It's a gigafactory, and there's 3 phases. It's been a year and a half, and we finished phase 2. But the most amazing part is, and anybody can check it, at 70% capacity, we have done 4,700 cycles. Now, I didn't understand that, but when I went ahead and I Googled it and checked it, that is one of the best ratings of any battery chemistry in the world.
Wow.
You can compare it to NMC, LMFP, LMRs. That is great. And we beat like a nickel manganese by 200%, LMFP by like 60 or 70%.
Wow.
So, and we're so underrated there. So the good part is now we just have made 10 kilos of our product and we're sending it to C4V in New York, and they're going to test it for a year. But so far, we've not had one complaint or anything like this, and it's really, really showing unbelievable results, you know?
Good, very good. So,
Okay.
What are the drivers for the next 12 months?
Okay, simple, very simple. The thing is, we're going to continue with our pre-feasibility study, God be willing, finish it by fourth quarter, continue. There's a lot of OEMs now finally are starting to call us, but the bottom line right now is let's get that pre-feasibility study completed. Let's continue sending out samples to get tested. We're getting, just tested with our specs, but everything so far, there hasn't been any complaints to some large OEMs that's called us about our specs and our results, and continue moving forward onwards. And we're in the midst of, I cannot really say anything right now, but we're working on a major project about making a Canadian battery. That's all I can really tell you.
Okay.
I can't say anything else. I have an NDA with some very large companies.
Okay.
International companies.
So maybe we get news in the next 12 months.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So we're very excited, and I just want to say one more thing. Like, my last comment before I go is it's not a one-man team. Like, I have to say, like, we've got such a great little team that's been with us since 2016, and we have the very, very devoted team, and I'll mention the team after. And we work 7 days a week, and it's mostly for achievement and not just monetary value. And I'm very proud of the team, and I'll give you the names of the teams and what they've done. First of all, I'll start off with the top end, Roger Don, who's Jeffrey Don's brother from Tesla, and he's the chairman, and also he's involved with us. He's involved with working with the project, and also he's geologist, professional geologist, who's really contributed a lot to the program. We have Perry McKinnon, who's our Vice President of Exploration, who's very dedicated to the program. Has also worked in the exploration, has really helped us in everything. And what we do is, like, we just don't confine them right to their areas. We talk, we work the whole thing, okay? And then we have Luisa Moreno, who's been very helpful to us also. She's a metallurgical metallurgicalist who's very well known. She's put a lot of input in. And then we have Jay Richardson, our CFO. And I'm very proud to announce that we've just had a gentleman called Des Tranquilla that came to us from December, who's like the fatherly organizer of our company. He's fantastic. He's got 35 years experience, and he's a New Brunswicker, and he's involved with Canada Nickel now, and he worked for major consulting companies, and this is like an angel from heaven that just dropped into our laps, you know? He's been really, really helpful to us. And we also have another gentleman called Andrew Gainsbury, who's he's also works with us as a office manager, and Jay Richardson, who's a CFO. So we've got a team that's stuck together with us and through thick and thin. And I want to say in order to be successful, it's just not a one-man team, Joe. Seriously, without these people, we wouldn't be where we are today. Okay. So I wanted to say thank you to all of them.
Martin, thank you for the update. It was always a great pleasure to have you here. Ja, ich glaube, was man wirklich sagen kann, man merkt, wie enthusiastisch er ist bei dem Projekt. Ich habe auch irgendwie das Gefühl, dass es jetzt Zeit wird oder der Markt reif ist, dass er die Story versteht und dass auch jetzt das langsam nach vorne geht. Also nicht langsam nach vorne geht, sondern dass jetzt möglicherweise der Major-Durchbruch stattfindet. Also echt spannend. Ja, mehr brauche ich eigentlich nicht sagen. Wahrscheinlich nächstes Jahr gibt es ein neues Interview und vielleicht sind wir da beim Aktienkurs ganz woanders oder vielleicht gibt es ja auch irgendwelche Überraschungen. Er hat ja selber gesagt, sie arbeiten an einem großen Batterienprojekt in Kanada. Er kann leider nicht mehr sagen, weil er ist unter Verschwiegenheitserklärung. Der Pre-Feasibility Study kommt im Dezember raus oder im 4. Quartal raus, sorry, im Dezember 4. Quartal, und das könnte dann der Major-Durchbruch sein. Und Eric-Sprott ist ein großer Aktionär bei denen. So, das war's jetzt von der PDAC, Manganese X, Martin Kepman aus PDAC 2026, muss man dazu sagen. Schon, tschüss und Baba, für dich.
Thank you very much, Joe.